Hello and welcome once again. In this tutorial of Runguest software, we shall be looking at some of the features that are found on the software and how to use those features. So we've listed about 16 features. There are more features actually within the software, but we'll be looking at these 16 features of Runguest software. Search for available rooms down to add income and expenses. So let's get started. Let's take the first feature, search for available rooms. How do we search for available rooms in Runguest software? We go to the main menu. It's actually located on the main menu page. So we've got availability from, so we put in the date that we want to check for availability. Say for instance we want to check availability from the 12th of April to say 31st of May. We want to see the rooms that have been booked and the rooms that are free, that are available. So we just click on check and it will list, give us information regarding the rooms. As we can see on the first row, that's start date, end date, reserved rooms, so the rooms reserved, available rooms available are all these ones. So that's it for that. So we can go back to the main menu. We'll pick the second feature, search for reservation. This feature we can find on this tab on the main menu, reservations. So if we hover over reservations, we can, if we click on it, it will show us the list of all. If we click on either reservation or all here, we get the list of all the reservations made for the year 2013. But if you want to filter, for instance, we only want to show the years ending, only wants to show the reservations with a customer name ending with MA, for instance, we can just put MA in there and click on search. So it will filter and give us only Yerima as a customer that has made a reservation. So that's it for looking at reservation. We can also have a graphical look of the reservations we've made over a period for the year 2013 from January to December 2013. So if we click, for instance, on January, we discover that there's no reservation made on January from entire January. As we can see here, the red shows reservation not confirmed. This color shows reservation confirmed but deposit not paid, and this one shows a deposit paid, and this color green shows them that all has been, the customer has actually paid, cleared all his debt, he has paid everything. So if we proceed, this is January. There's no reservation in January. If we go to February, there's no reservation in February. If we go to March, there's no reservation in March. But in April, we've got Yusuf, Daniel, which correspond to what we had here earlier on as reservations for Yusuf and Dan, Dan and Yerima, which is that their start date for the reservation on apartment number 6, end date, the amount completely they have to pay, deposit the amount they should pay, the actual amount and all that, the information listed here. So we've got 2 reservations for the year 2013 for this application. If there were more reservations, obviously they will be shown here. And these are the total amount of money, there's no tax, the total amount of money for the reservation. So if we go to, for instance, if you can see here, this is from 28th of April to 30th of May for Yerima. If we click on the monthly graph for April, see that we can see, as we saw earlier on, we can see Daniel, which is actually Daniel Yerima. He made a reservation from the 28th of April, starting from this day, 28th of April, on to May, 30th of May. So his reservation spans over that. So you can play around with this tab to find out more about how it works. So we've got that view reservation, modify. We can now look at modify reservation number 4. Modify reservation is not difficult. All we need to do is to, if we want to modify any reservation, either we do it from here, click on any of the names to take us to the modify or delete reservation page. So here we can change, for instance, the customer is on room 7, has been booked on room 7. We can change him to maybe room 6, and try to modify the reservation, or we can even change the time, the check-in date or check-out dates, and then click on modify reservation. So we can do some modifications here around the customer. So that's the modify reservation page. We can also access that page via the graph. So like, remember we had reservations in April, so we can, on the graph itself, we click on any of the customers we want to modify his or her reservations, and come into this page and make some modification and click on modify. And if we want to delete the reservation, we can actually delete the reservation with this button. And if you want to, that should be, yeah. If we're now going to number 5, update customer information, we can also modify the customer's data. Click on customer data, and then put in more information about the customer we want to put in. For instance, the customer's country of origin, the gender, it's quite self-explanatory here, and then insert and modify the customer's data. We can go back to the modify reservation menu, and if you want to add extra cost, number 6, extra cost. So the customer has been in the hotel, but he incurred extra cost. Maybe the customer took some beer. So you come to this, click on the modify reservation page. You click on add extra cost, extra charges, and then say for instance the customer use say telephone for 1 day. Customer made international calls, or for 2 days. Let's say did it for 2 days, and then the cost of each call, each of the days he made a call, each day he made a call, is say 1,000 naira, and he hasn't paid any deposit. Deposit is still 0. So you discover that the amount calculation is done for us. 2 times 1,000 is 2,000 naira, and hasn't made any deposit. So that's pre-populated for us. Calculation is done automatically. And if we want to, the customer incurred other charges, so we click on this plus button, and then for instance the customer used the swimming pool for 3 days. We can just put a comment if we like. Used the swimming pool. And we add say 1,500 or 400 naira per usage of the pool, and total amount is added for us. The price total, the deposit is put in 0, and the actual total is shown here. So that's it for the extra cost page. So we can now insert the extra cost for that particular customer. So if we insert that, we have that for the customer. So we can also check out a customer. So here on number 7, we can actually check out the customer by going back again, pick a particular customer, for instance Dan, and do a checkout. Check out this customer. Click on check out this customer. As we can see, if we click inside the box here, it populates the information regarding the customer. He has used the pool, he used the telephone, and also his reservation, the amount of money we charge him, which is 32,000 naira for the reservation, the grand total of the customer. In here now, we can click on email to email this invoice to this customer, or we can also click on print this invoice to print this invoice for this customer as well. So basically we've covered print customer invoice and email customer invoice. And then view rates information. We can also view, actually this should be view and modify, view stroke modify rates. So we can view rates by coming to the going to the main menu and clicking on rates. If you click on rates, it populates the information regarding the rates. As we can see here, it's a long table. It starts from the date that you clicked. The date, for instance, this recording was done on the 11th of April. So it starts with all the rates on the 11th of April down to the end of the year, till the end of the year. So we can see here, down to the end of the year, which is 31st December 2013. And we can, as we can see here, these are the information we earlier entered regarding the rates charged for each day: 7,000 for standard rate and 9,000 for standard double for each of the day. If we want to modify them, or if we just want to look at a few of the rate, because it populates till the rate 20, which we don't really need. If we just want to have a look at rates 1 to down to executive, which is rate 3, we can just say click on show only selected. So it shows only the selected rates we're interested in. And if we want to modify these rates, we can actually click on modify table. Modify table. So here we can modify the rates. Say for instance we want to charge from here only 10,000 naira, 10,000, and here 10,000, and the rates will leave them as it is. So if we just modify that, we will be having click on modify prices. So we should be able to have the modification affected for us. If we click back on rate, we discover that the modification we made have been affected. As you can notice here, on rate 2 we changed from 9,000 to 10,000, so we have that 10,000 here. So we've done modify rates, filter rates, and modify rates. Actually, this is a repetition, but yeah, modify rates and rate viewing of rate information. So next time, in next tutorial, we'll be looking at how we can modify the rules and modify the rooms, and the rest of the other features we might decide to add. Thank you once more for watching this video, and I hope to catch up with you very soon. Thank you very much. Bye.